This fall, prepare for an extraordinary event unlike any the world has ever seen.
Oh, it's going to be much, much bigger than that.
The only people who don't want to disclose the truth are people with something to hide.
Dutch Sense here. It is 10:03 p.m. Central Time on Friday, August 5th, 2011. And I hope everyone's having a good weekend. I wanted to show you something that I've been poring over for a little while now, and this all arises from, I get several people who still come on to my HAARP and HAARP ring videos, and they say that HAARP can't be used for anything up below the ionosphere, that it's for ionospheric research. And so I've come over, first of all, I've got all this listed on my main Dutch Sense page, and I'll put the link down below. I've showed this link several times, and it's a huge post I've done. It just goes on and on and on. It gives all the locations and 1,000 links. But I just wanted to show you the patents for HAARP. And then as I was looking over this today, it finally dawned on me what we're seeing with scalar square activity. So, and we can prove that it's HAARP. So let me just show you first. Here's the first HAARP patent that I have listed on here. And I'm sure there are more, but this is just several of the important ones. And here it is. This should debunk anybody who says that it's only for the ionosphere. Artificial ionospheric mirror composed of a plasma layer which can be tilted. And you can read all this, and I'll just read it to you. This invention relates to generation of an artificial ionospheric mirror, an AIM, or a plasma layer in the atmosphere. Now, just stop right there. A plasma layer in the atmosphere. Okay, and there is no plasma layer in the atmosphere. It has to be created. And the way you create a plasma field in the atmosphere is through spraying of certain particles up in the atmosphere that aid in frequency manipulation to cause a layer of plasma. And that's the wave. See these waves here? That's the wavy HAARP cloud that we all see from time to time, and they call it HAARP clouds now because they form in a wave. Then what they do is through a series of ground-based systems, HAARP, this would be HAARP right here, the grid, it projects up into the atmosphere and it projects down to, this is the tilted mirror. So they create this with spraying, they're able to create a tiltable mirror depending on which way they manipulate it with frequency to reflect down to a house or to another dish that reflects higher up into the cloud itself, back down to planes which are flying beneath. Okay? So let's go on. The AIM is used like the ionosphere to reflect RF energy over great distances. A tiltable AIM is created by a heater antenna controlled in phase and frequency. The heater antenna is the ground-based system, the dish, the HAARP ring that we're seeing. And they're launching it from HAARP or from other facilities. It comes back down to the ground-based system that then relays it on. And so we're seeing these relay systems pop up from time to time at different cities and different spots. They've apparently put them at NEXRAD sites. Let me continue on. The heater antenna phase shift scans a beam to paint a plasma layer. In other words, it scans out a beam, and we see the beams in what several of the HAARP researchers call beam attacks. And it's not actually an attack now, I think we can determine. It's actually part of the same system. Frequency is changed to refocus at continually higher altitudes to tilt the plasma layer. Okay, and that explains our concentric rings inside of each other. As they go up, they change frequency, and it goes basically through the spectrum. Now, okay, that's this patent here, and they've got a couple diagrams, how it's the control module, focus points, that kind of stuff. But I want to take you back now and take you one patent down. Is it still part of this first one?
The only people who don't want to disclose the truth are people with something to hide.